Hi, Lisa Lynch here, Holistic Happiness Guide, and today I'm reading the final little excerpts from the Red String book, a few pages at a time, and enlightening ourselves with the idea of ancient wisdom, the Kabbalah, focusing on a tool of protection over the evil eye, and it's a red string. Red for the color, lowest energy, negative. The string is a white wool for the mercy, judgment, mercy, the whole theory behind it. The Kabbalah is not a religion, it's more like a technology to the soul. And I've read so much already, but let us finish now. We talked about looks that could kill, the evil eye, and now we're talking about unconditional love. Judicial robes are one size fits all. They're easy to slip into, they're comfortable, and when you look in the mirror, they make you seem very powerful and distinguished. It's always fun to don your robe and impose some judgment on those around you, but it's also diametrically opposed to your best interest. As long as human interactions are dominated by judgment and hostile evaluations, you yourself will be judged. As long as negative energy dominates your interactions, the light you can receive is limited accordingly. Only by shedding your judicial robes, only by offering love without limits to everyone, whether they deserve it or not, you can gain joy and fulfillment that are also without limits. So isn't that very big? To let go of your judgments is so profound in their belief, the Kabbalah, that although light is always here, although your light is always shining and you are always able to receive, it can also be diminished by your actions and your words that are given or done in negativity. Always act from love. The light of fulfillment is there for you all the time, and every day and every night, regardless of whether you're good or bad. The force we call the Creator sees you at your worst moments and still emanates unconditional love. If you can emulate that divine attribute by offering love everywhere without reason, you'll receive it in return. Always remind yourself of this vital insight. Each time you put on a new red string, tell yourself, my love is unconditional. It is its own reward. I remove the labels of friend or enemy from the people in my life and extend my love to everyone. It goes on to speak of unity. The beginning, I remember reading about how the Kabbalah can reconcile science and spirituality and bring unity to all living human beings. That was a very interesting concept that stuck with me. Let's see what it says now about unity. The negative forces in the world, ego, seek to create anger and discord between people. Unfortunately, that's not very difficult to do. Whether it's a dispute about who pays the bill, who's first in the checkout line, or who controls the TV remote, there's always an ample supply of things to argue about. Ample supply, all day long. Until you're able to turn away from all of that, you'll never see true joy and fulfillment, either in your life or in the world. Don't we wish we could turn away from that? One of the most dangerous things about anger is the way there always seems to be such a good excuse for it. You've been wrong, you've been hurt, you've been victimized. You've got every justification in the world for taking out your feelings on those responsible for your injustice. The only trouble is when you do so, you ensure the continuation of chaos and negativity. everywhere. Always ask for the power to see beyond surface conflicts to the deeper unity of all people. Ask to see beyond the surface of the conflicts into the unity of all people. This, situations come up, and earlier we're talking about, will we learn how to let go of the negative ego in the moment and for good. And this seems to be one of the things that if we could set into a practice, a way of always asking for the power to see beyond surface conflicts. You're in a conflict. Oh, this is this conflict. Acknowledge it. And then ask if you can be shown the deeper unity of all people. Seeing the unity will fill your eyes with love instead of envy. Resisting reactions. Reactions have been taught are when you just kind of react out of anger. And a little better thing to do perhaps would be to respond, which means situation, pause, think of how you want to react, think of how you want to reply, and then respond from there. Reaction, think of knee-jerk. Response, think of delay with purpose. All right, resisting reactions. Your eyes can shift from love to hate, serenity to jealous in an instant. This happens every time you react to a given situation. The key to controlling your glances is found in a concept called resistance. Namely, you resist the desire to react to instinctive impulses. Not only does this action of resistance prevent you from casting angry or jealous eyes to another person, it also helps you achieve your purpose in life. As I ponder and think about that, I look down and the next word is a question. How? Right? Not only does the action of resistance prevent you from casting angry and jealous eyes at another person, it also helps you achieve purpose in life. Oh, okay. The moment you resist a reactive, egocentric response, you find your true self, a proactive soul. That means you find the light and fulfillment in that specific circumstance. How so? I'm asking how so. It doesn't say that. By resisting, we can find light and fulfillment in a circumstance that would otherwise bring on a negative reaction. When you react, you are not a creator. You are simply an effect. The person or situation that caused you to react is the cause. But when you resist reactions, you are now the cause of your emotion and the creator of your consciousness. That means fulfillment is now free to flow to you. You just won a round of hide and seek. This, by the way, is the secret to getting all your prayers answered. All your prayers answered. We must read this again. The moment you resist a negative response, it allows your true self to appear. It means you can find light and fulfillment in a specific circumstance. I'm just wowed at that. Something I'd like to not practice, but get proficient at. Finding light and fulfillment in specific situations that would otherwise bring me a negative impulse. The person or situation that caused you to react is the cause. But when you resist reactions, you are now the cause. You become the cause of your emotions and your creation. So that pause creates cause and effect. I remember hearing about that in the beginning of the book. And that's what the Kabbalah is, a cause and effect. It's not rites and rituals. All right. Why prayers go unanswered? Consider the following thought experiment. Suppose the electrical current in the walls of a large auditorium is analogous to the light of God. Imagine yourself standing in the middle of the massive auditorium in complete darkness. You begin praying to the electricity to bring light to the room. You're sincere in your application, pure in the heart of your prayer, but it doesn't matter. Does it matter? Will your heartfelt prayers turn on the lights? Suppose you try to strike a deal with the electricity. You promise to worship it. You'll even erect a small temple inside the auditorium to honor it. You'll write scrolls on parchment whose words praise the unseen force and speak of it in story and parable. Will these actions turn on the light? Of course not. No. The fact is, in order to generate an illumination, you must walk over to the light switch, flip it on. Only then can let there be light manifest through the auditorium. Or early in the book, it spoke of a curtain over your light. So only until you pull that curtain off will there be light. Herein lies the secret to activating the prayers of humankind. The light of the Creator is ever present and willing to fulfill your every need and desire. It is. It's there. It's always on. You're always able to reach your joys and bliss. Moreover, all the temples of the world, all the religions of human civilization, all the various prayers of humankind are akin to the lamps, lanterns, floodlights, and spotlights that can illuminate the world. But what about the actual switch that activates your prayers? The actual light switch is your own behavior. The moment you apply the concept of resistance in your life, it's akin to flipping on the light. The light switch in the gym is akin to your behavior. Your behavior will flip on the light to enlightenment. And I've got some bullets here. It says, you must resist your desire to blame others. You must resist your urge to one-up and outdo your friends or foes. You must resist your impulse to take it all for yourself and instead share a hefty-sized portion with others. You must resist your doubts about the truth of the Creator, especially when no one is looking. You must resist the impulse of envy and not cast the evil eye at your best friends or worst enemies. This is how you turn on the switch. This is how you, not God, answer your own prayers. How are you going to answer your own prayers? What behaviors are you going to start making to switch on your light? Right? Appreciation. For many people, the expectations of a better future translate into discontent with their here and now. Once this viewpoint takes root, however, the feeling that you're being deprived in the present means the abundance you're waiting for will never really arrive, because you'll always be looking over the horizon towards the next one, or what's more, the grass is always greener. Always make an attempt to arouse certainty of joy and fulfillment in the future, along with true happiness in what has already been given to you. Yeah, the behaviors we really have to just find something that we're happy for now, to have that behavior of joy and fulfillment right now. Whenever we start seeking that greener pasture, to instead turn that around and start being joyful for right now. This not only ensures that you will receive all that the Creator intends for you, but also brings protection from painful losses right now. Use it or lose it is an important Kabbalistic principle, and the best use of the Creator's gifts begins with sincere appreciation. If you take your health, your family and friends, your financial security for granted, you give the negative forces an opportunity to place all those things in jeopardy. So there you go. We always talk about taken for granted. And this kind of puts a little more spin on when you take things for granted. When you take things for granted, it means you're not actively appreciating, not practicing appreciation. And when you're not practicing appreciation, you're opening the door for that negativity. Don't let the importance of appreciation don't learn the importance of appreciation the hard way. Repeat these words of wisdom to yourself whenever you feel yourself lacking or coveting someone else's possessions. Well, here we go. Here's a little tool. Just as I am certain that my life will be filled with abundance in the future, so do I appreciate what I have right now. Yeah, it's like write that on the inside of my forehead for my third eye to always see. Just as I am certain that my life will be filled with abundance in the future, so do I appreciate what I have right now. How about accountability? We have to be responsible for ourselves. Bad things happen to good people, or do they? Kabbalah teaches you to remove the moral labels from the events of your life. This doesn't mean that the actions of criminals and dictators are benign or ethically neutral. Rather, it means that focusing on righteousness or wrongness will not get you where you need to go on a spiritual level. By the same token, blame, even when the facts seem to justify it, can only corrode your inner being. So what's the alternative to when bad things happen? It's easy to say, but not easy to put into action. Very simply, the alternative is to accept responsibility. Know that the world operates on a cause and effect basis. Recognize that nothing happens by chance. For everything that happens in your life, there is a cause, and you are it. For everything that happens in your life, there is a cause, and you are it. Here we go, hide and seek again. We're it. We're causing the good, we are causing the bad. We are it. Okay. Whatever happens to you may be the result of a negative action you did 10 minutes ago, 10 days ago, 10 months, 10 years, 10 lifetimes ago. Once again, you may not find this easy to accept. It's not taught. It's not mainstream. It could be totally new to some of us listening to me read. But doing so is the only way to truly take control of your own destiny and to grasp the joy and fulfillment that is its essence. Remember, it's only the ego that implants all these doubts and uncertainties that you have about these spiritual truths. So transcend the ego and tell yourself this. I am never a victim. I am responsible for everything that happens in my life and for understanding that it happens for the best. That is huge. That is huge to live by. That is a huge responsibility statement. Everything that happens in my life is because I made it happen. How can I unmake things happen that I don't want to happen? I guess just know that going forward, things are going to happen to me because I've done, whatever judgments I've had, whatever envies I've had, jealousies I've had, resentments, pessimisms, angers, anxieties, whatever, all that I've had from 10 lifetimes ago. It can all come back. So I am never a victim. I'm responsible for everything that happens in my life and for understanding that it happens for the best. And the best is those learning opportunities. Learning. If you can live your life in harmony with all these Kabbalic insights, your red string and your behavior will protect you in ways you cannot even imagine. Strings and stores, the controversy. Ever since the red string first began appearing on the public scene a few years ago, a small faction of individuals within the religion community have opposed it, condemned it, and belittled it. Some said that it's disgraceful to sell the red string in mainstream stores. Others have denounced the whole idea of selling a Kabbalah to the masses. They say that Kabbalah shouldn't be reserved for the pious, the holy, spiritually mature. Well, the Kabbalists of history say, rubbish. If anybody wants to buy it, anybody wants to try to read it and understand it, they're welcome to it. Here's the book to prove it. All right. At the outset of this book, you learn that you and all the souls of humanity chose to play this game of life, a kind of cosmic game of hide and seek, and so you could become the cause and creator of your own happiness. This game, though illusionary, is profoundly serious nonetheless. It's a game so well orchestrated and designed that you don't even realize you're playing a game 99% of the time. And it's a game that includes life and death, pleasure and pain, serenity and sadness. When you play this game according to the life strategies presented throughout this book, you become immune to negativity. That's fun. That's fun. Immune to negativity. That feels good. By incorporating unconditional love, accountability, appreciation, resistance, and unity into your life, you fortify your consciousness and empower your red string. Developing a strong and positive state of mind protects you from potential chaos, and most important, from either giving or receiving jealous glances, envious stares, or looks of ill will. What's more, when your spiritual energy field is strong, you ignite the power of transformation from judgment to mercy, and that is woven in the string. Each new round in this game, called life, becomes filled with ever-increasing joy, order, kindness, and fulfillment. Okay, so now it's time to get back to the game. You're it. Close your eyes, count to 10, and go find all the fulfillment that your ultimate destiny has for you. Are you ready? Go. The red string book. Time to tie on some red string. Practice some of that. Some of the ways in the Kabbalist. Very interesting. Peace out.